What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another Etheria video. And today we just had the Hypertalk episode 5 for the SS2 season. I don't know why it's called SS2. It's kind of annoying me, but SS2 instead of just S2. Rhyme Tiara. It's going to be wintered theme for the wintered season, of course. And basically they just go over all the changes coming, and I think this is like the biggest patch hands down in terms of QOL, quality of life. Now whether there are enough players to, or I guess enough players still playing to be happy about this, not really too sure, but I will say that this is a great change, and if you guys were very sad about the future of the game from how it was looking, or you quit the game and you want to come back, things are looking good because the changes that are coming actually look pretty amazing. I will say there's some stuff that I wish were added, or I guess were talked about, which I'll talk about later on. But for now, we're just going to talk about what is coming to the game in the next few months. There is a roadmap, so I'm very happy about that we can look at. So the first thing is, with the new season launch, they are giving us this check-in event, kind of similar to the Asia global launch. And at the end on day 7, instead of that LDSSR we got for the Asia launch, we're getting a RGB SSR. You could see down here right above, I guess right below the graphic, it says Quantum Cypherbox available to redeem for all, so everyone can get it, old and new players. Reason, Odd, and Hollow SSR Animus is implemented before the October 23rd version update. So that's basically everything besides Didding and Navette. They could have just put that, but that is what it is, so we all get a free SSR. If you're an old player, you probably have all of them anyway, so you're gonna just go for a dupe. So I'll make a tier list in the future for the dupes. Basically, like what characters benefit from dupes the most, which I don't know why I didn't do yet, but we'll do that. So this is pretty cool. If you're new to the game or you're returning to the game, this is a good way to get characters that you missed out on. So that is a huge dub. Hopefully they make this just like a permanent thing for players, because I think new players should all get the LDSSR and all get like an RGB SSR as well, because the PvE in this game is very restrictive in the characters that you can use, but for now it's a good start. So next we have new characters coming. So this is the first one coming. She looks pretty badass. She's going to be Loan. Now her skill kit is revealed, but I'm going to talk about it in a separate video, probably tomorrow, because the focus of today's video is mostly just talking about the changes coming. But if you guys are interested in the character and what I think about her, she looks pretty good, by the way, then I will talk about it in a separate video. And on top of that, the other Animus is coming. So there's going to be Santic, who's also coming with Loan. And after that, you could see for Christmas Day, for the winter season, we have Pollen and Senyu. And then later on, we have Fiamelia. Interesting names, but these are the characters coming with their artworks previewed. I will say, compared to previous character artworks, it looks better. So I think they're making improvements. Like I'm kind of like not really a glazer anymore for the game or anything like that, but I will say, like, it does look better. So progress, right? Baby steps. Marathon, not a sprint. So that is coming for the new heroes. Next thing that's happening is you're gonna see that some old SR characters are getting like this awakening enhancement tree. What this is reminiscent of is like that specialty change for Epic 7, if you guys played that game. Basically, in Epic 7, the lower rarity characters, they got buffed through these awakening enhancement trees. So it's basically just a buff, but they're making it a little bit more interactive and cooler. So I think it's actually a dub because it makes it more fun. But basically you can see in this tree, it's like DNA. So I kind of like this, it looks pretty cool. You're going to be able to get certain stats. So attack and speed for RC77 makes sense because he's a cleave character, right? And it's essentially going to give you stats and extra effects. And the characters being affected for this first, I assume they'll add more, is Tyrandot, RC77, and Sonya. Not really too sure about the selection. I think Tyrandot for sure definitely needed it. I would have liked to see like Victor or any of like the underused characters, like Obero and stuff like that. But RC77 is used in Cleave sometimes, not really, let's be honest, but sometimes. And then like Sonya is a fine character, right? She sees a lot of usage everywhere, Guild Wars, RTA, regular arena, stuff like that. So I don't really know if these two needed it, but Tyrandot does for sure, and hopefully they add it in for more, underused characters. For example, what's happening with Sonya is Twine Dance, the first one, so this is going to be your S3. I believe this will give a turn meter push. Dewy Essence is her passive that heals. Overall skill enhancement, I guess it just heals more. And now your S3 will also purify all debuffs from the target, which I think is a pretty good change, but yeah. Like I said, Sonya's fine how it is, so I don't think she's like the top priority for this awakening, but I'll take it because I like to use her. But I think, yeah, like I said, they should do like the weaker SRs first, but okay. Next thing, this is probably the biggest change of the Hypertalk, is that those shells you have, you can actually refine them now. There's a new system coming to the game where you will be able to switch the matrix of your shells. Is it too late for this? It's never too late, guys, let's be honest, but I really wish that they did this earlier because, yeah, I think a lot of people quit because of the shell burnout, honestly, because you're hunting for a specific shell. And for example here, like, Veronica is a character that you guys hear me talk a lot about in my channel because she's so strong. I have her at almost max dupes. I could basically get her to max dupes whenever by buying the copy from the store. But I can't use her because I can't get a Halloween that's Bulwark, Bloodbath, Swift Smite. Now, of course, you could be thinking, oh, why doesn't he just use this one? This Halloween on Swift Rush instead of Bulwark. It's okay. You can see I literally have it built and I've tried it on her. But it's nowhere near as good as Bulwark because if you don't have Bulwark in the current meta with all the CC, yeah, you just can't play the game with Veronica. And you really need her on Bulwark so she can spread the Bulwark to your team. So, I mean, like people say, just use a little bit more suboptimal shells. You really can't in the current meta, and it just opens you up to a lot of stuff. And I think Veronica as a character really needs those 3 matrices. So, you know, I've spent so much energy farming it, like more than 3 months, still haven't gotten it. Now I can switch it. You know, I think players that have probably farmed that long and aren't content creators have definitely quit by this point. But for me, I'm happy, and I think for the future players that join and like the people that are still playing and the people that return, this is a very good feature because now you don't have to sit there for potentially months on end like I am and hunt for a specific shell because, yeah, matrices are very important in this game, if you didn't know. More broken than other games, right? Because they have so many added effects. So finally coming to the game, they're also making it so that you can obtain these, I think it's these passive modules, and also apply it to your shell to change your shell passive so you don't have to roll as much. So pretty cool. I think definitely needed this. Honestly, I think like a pity system on the shell passives is just better, but okay, this works as well. At least we're getting something for the shell, so I'm pretty happy about that. And then they added this code at the end, Etheria SS2. So if you guys put in this code, you'll actually get rewards. I don't really know what you actually get, so let's actually do it in game in case you guys were wondering. So Etheria SS2, what do I get? Ooh, is it gonna be just like 200 crystals? 10 summons, wow, okay, actually that's pretty good. So we do get 10 summons from the code, so make sure you guys put that in ASAP. I don't know when it'll expire, but we do get 10 summons. And then the biggest thing for me is the event calendar. Of course, the calendar won't matter without the changes coming to the game, but now we know what to expect, right? For me, I was kind of just logging in, going through the motions, not even max refreshing, just playing the game to play the game without knowing what's happening. And now we have an idea of what's to come, and this will be good because now you can hold the developers accountable for, you know, if things get missed. But basically we have Lowen and Santig running together in the first banner. Then we have Palin and Senyu, and then we have Fiamelia. So you can see the banner rotation. Messiah and Fushu are getting reruns once again. The new season celebration is going to be an event. We have New Year's events as well. So I think this is pretty cool. And we also have the 2x events all announced ahead of time. So this is huge, right? So yeah, I think if this was here in the beginning of the game, I don't think we'd be at the state that we are. But of course, you know, if you haven't seen the game launches of 2025, what game has launched without any problems? Without any major problems, honestly. So yeah, for me, I think I'll still be playing Etheria. But the one thing I want to talk about that I really hope they add is the repeat battle function. Like, having to open the game like 15 times to max refresh and then like keep farming is like the biggest reason why I haven't been max refreshing. I just can't, I don't have the brain space to remember to open the game 15 times a day right now. So hopefully they add a feature to like auto refresh it just to like 100 repeat battles. Because right now, you know, it feels a lot like a chore. And I do appreciate the fact that you can sweep through Ethernet Rally now. And they also said that they're adding a hard mode Ember Trek sweep. I forgot to mention it, but they're also adding an Ember Trek sweep for hard mode, so that's great. So, you know, the two big time sinks you can sweep through now, but easing the farming would be better. But of course, you know, all things aside, it's a good Hypertalk. So, but yeah, that's the Hypertalk, guys. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think, and I will see you guys next time.